I don't even know how to start this video off, man. Bungie is smoking crack. Let me read this out. So, I don't really give a fuck about Prismatic because I am here because of the stasis changes. So, let's see what they say. Next stop, Prismatic Titan. While Prismatic Titan will inherit all applicable changes to Barricade, Unbreakable, and Sentinel, we're also buffing several other Titan abilities in the Prismatic Titan subclass. These changes are global, meaning they will apply to both abilities, Standard and Prismatic. Okay, so these are the one that really bothers me. Throw or slam a Diamond Lance will now shatter Stasis Crystal. This one is not really a big deal because I don't really use grenades, but this one is a big deal. Slamming a Diamond Lance will now grant you and nearby allies 2 stacks of frost armor. Do I need to remind you guys? I'm gonna show you guys a little thing in game that might be very game breaking. Because honestly, it really just depends on how Bungie does this. If anything. They can either fuck this up and make Stasis Titan / Prismatic Titan even more broken, or they can make just it's still useless, because there is a major issue with Diamond Lances, and I will come back to this, but let me show you what I'm yapping about. Yappertron. So, there's 2 problems with Diamond Lances, and the first one, this one might not actually work to begin with. But whenever you have a Diamond Lance, I've showed this so many times, but if you don't know, live under a rock, you can throw and slam at the same time. Whether this slam counts, because it doesn't do the actual, this. Which, by the way, doesn't even work in PvP half the time. Wait, half the time? I meant none of the time. I want to see someone slam someone successfully and actually free someone with it, but the hit registration of the slam is utter garbage, which is the problem number 1, which I'm guessing is the reason they're giving you frost armor. But this can also play into getting your grenade faster, because if you don't know, Whisper of Torment gives you, I think, a 12 or 18% boost whenever you have frost armor active to grenade recharge, so it's really strong. And it might honestly change time to kill for some certain aspects, like melee fights. Tier 10 plus the 2 armor frost armors will probably let you get double meleeed and live. They also added to show how many seconds that are remaining before the lance disappears like a tangle, which is nice. Now this one, I genuinely think Bungie is smoking crack. I don't understand what this is. I don't understand what this is. Shiver Strike now attaches a stasis explosive to the target on impact. This detonation slows players and freezes combatants. Alright, the melee already slows, so it's not a big change, but it's stasis explosive. I just wonder if it does damage, because it doesn't actually say. Now refunds 80% of the melee on whiff. If I use my melee for movement, I will basically have an uptime of my melee at all times. Increases the recharge rate by 12.5%. But immediately landing a Shiver Strike attack, the attacker's melee is now suspended for 5 seconds, or half a second, whatever it might be. Well, let me give you an example of Bungie doing the same exact thing. It might look a little bit delayed, but I have multiple examples to show you on why this really doesn't really matter at all. So if you didn't know, you can still shoulder charge after a shotgun shot, and they kind of did the same thing to this, for example. It's just an example. I don't think half a second will matter. Genuinely, they've tried to nerf Shiver Strike the same way before, and it just hasn't worked. The thing about Shiver Strike is it's such a powerful melee by its own, you don't even need to use a double melee. And one other thing I have been thinking about, now that it says it gives a detonation of slow, I'm guessing, Durance will definitely probably have a bigger impact than it already does, because if you get hit by a Shiver Strike, you just falls. You just fall. You can't do anything because you're slowed. But this one, While you have Frost Armor, your damage slows your target. And if Shiver Strike now slows more, you might be able to freeze someone on the second melee when you have, Frost Armor, for example. And by the way, they're also buffing the melee by 5%, the base melee. I don't really know if they're smoking crack, but they're doing something. And also Swarm Grenade's finally getting the nerf that I was waiting for. Whenever you shoot one of the little balls, they all blow up. Yet again, giving Bungie reasons to nerf Behemoth later down the line. I might be over-exaggerating a little bit, but I genuinely don't see a reason for any buffs whatsoever to Diamond Lances or Shiver Strike. Sure, they might have fixed the double melee thing, but I don't even know if they're gonna make it even work. Because some people can't even do it now. And if they stuns you for half a second, or suppresses your melee, then maybe it's that your melee literally becomes disabled for 0.5 seconds, which would be fair. But if there's just a slight delay to this suppression, then it's not gonna do anything, because the people who are still fast as fuck are gonna do it consistently still. And there is a suspension for, meleeing after you shoot your gun with shoulder charge. You can still do it, but at least they're giving me ways to get Frost Armor without running any Frost Armor now, which is nice, because right now you can only get Frost Armor with Tectonic Harvest, which is a little bit annoying. But hey, at least they're working on improvements, because having to run one aspect to get one whole part of the stasis kit is kind of stupid in my opinion, and I don't think it should be a thing. So hey, a Diamond Lance is pretty easy to make. And you cannot make Diamond Lances of slow, only shatter kills. Just remember that, or yeah, only shatter kills. Now, literally all you need to do to make me unstoppable is just buff Cold Snaps. Just buff the base Cold Snaps, and I'll be happy. Because then my build will be completely, utterly broken if every ability except for Cold Snaps is broken. Because right now I'm using Diamond Lances, got buffed just now and this season. Cryoclasm got buffed this season and is insanely strong. And Shiver Strike got buffed like last season, this season, and next season. I don't know what they're fucking smoking, man. And the super is the best super in the game. No joke, it's the best super in the game. One thing I will mention real quick. Hollow the Storm does not work in Behemoth anymore. Which is strange, but hey man. It's something they can fix. Like they just fixed the Shiver Strike melee. Good luck, Bungie. And I hope you're ready for some interesting... Actually, I might be coping. I might be thinking this is way better than it actually is. But as only time will tell.